Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Thank you for tuning in. Not a whole lot going on in WWE that I can really see. Last Raw was kind of just another step to for SummerSlam, which is going to be in Nashville. Yeah, not a whole lot that kind of advanced storylines, almost like a filler show, kind of to since it was on 4th of July. I wonder if they just kind of do. Usually those shows really aren't a whole lot consequential things going on, so not a whole lot going on there. You know, saw Gunther come out and smash R-Truth. You had Becky and Asuka continue their feud. You had like the Liv and Bianca team up, you know, against Carmella and Natalia. But like I said, kind of filler. Nothing really earth-shattering. If you missed it, you really didn't miss a whole lot, and I didn't see SmackDown, so like I said, not a whole lot, just kind of anticipating, gearing up for SummerSlam, which should be fun, you know, even though looks like it's going to be another Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, which I think we've seen done to death, but hopefully towards the end of that, maybe Austin Theory can come in and take the belt off of one of them, which would be nice. I'd like to see them set him up with a future feud against Cody when he returns. I think that those two got great chemistry in the ring, and I think those two would be able to cut some incredible promos against each other. So I'm really hoping they set that up in the future. You know, does take the belt off of one of these guys, which might even set up an interim feud between one of them in the meantime, just to kind of pass time. So we'll see there, but yeah, like I said, saw Ezekiel go against Seth Rollins, which I don't see that really going too far. Maybe they'll do that in the interim, but not a whole lot that kind of kept me interested and kept me going here. You know, Rampage, on the other hand, I should say Dynamite, not Rampage. Dynamite, on the other hand, had a whole lot happening. Actually, Wardlow's now our new TNT champion, and he's big time over. I hope they don't screw that up. Wardlow's going to be a real big star for them. They need to push him, stay behind him. You know, still no word from MJF. I don't know what's going on. I'm hoping it's kayfabe. I'm really hoping it's a work. I really hope so, because they need to iron that out. And if there is actual legitimate heat between them, they need to get that fix and get that over, because MJF is a pillar of the company. They really need to move forward with him and pay the man. You know, making too many mistakes I've seen TNA make in the past, paying their ex-WWE guys way too much and putting way too much emphasis on them when they really need to bring up their homegrown stars. I mean, TNA did the same exact thing to AJ Styles and ended up losing him, became a gigantic star in New Japan, and then a gigantic star in WWE. So, please, Tony Khan, please learn from TNA's mistakes. We had an interesting promo from Christian Cage. Really good promo. I think he cut a good promo here, and took some really hard jabs at Jeff Hardy. You know, after his brother Matt came out and whatnot. And he's still aligned with Luchasaurus, who is now his heater, and ended up beating up Matt Hardy. So Jungle Boy's still out. He's still injured. So they're building that slowly. I just hope that Jungle Boy can pick up his promos and be on level with Christian, because that's one of the things I really thought lacked with Jungle Boy, besides that and his size. That's why I kind of liked him, the idea of him continuing within a tag team, but they want to push him as an individual solo star, so we'll see how that works. I really think that's going to flop, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, we had a pretty good promo from Claudio. It looks like now that the WWE creative shackles are off of him, it looks like he can be free to be himself. So I think Claudio's going to creatively prosper from this. You know, obviously I can't pay him WWE money, but I think he's going to be probably going to be a much better and over character within this promotion if they don't screw that up. And since Dynamite was in Rochester, New York, they had some nice little tributes to Brody Lee, which I really liked. Brought out the Dark Order with -1. Obviously got a big pop. QT Marshall came out to try to ruin it and ended up getting his ass handed to him. So it was a good little fitting tribute in New York, and I was really glad to see that. I'm glad they're keeping that alive and being respectful. So I enjoyed that. You know, we finally saw the kind of the official split up of the Gun Club and the Acclaim with Billy Gunn turning his back on the Acclaim. So he's going to be joined up with with his son. So yeah, that could be an interesting feud. I want to see that down the line. I think it looks like he's creatively behind a lot of this, and that's good. I hope they keep it that way because the guy obviously has a ton of experience, and you know, him being with DX and being throughout that Attitude Era of WWE, I think he's got a lot that these kids can learn from, and I think they're going to build these guys up really good. I like both of these tag teams, and I think this feud is going to put both of them on the map, I think, and really build up this. The AEW has a tremendous tag team division, and it's nice to see them continue that tradition, whereas WWE just has like 3 teams, and that's it. Not even right now. You know, I've got the Usos, who are one of the best tag teams in the world, just amazing. And then, you know, you've got, you know, you had RK Bro, unfortunately, because of injury. That's no longer. And then you know, we've got, wow, I keep wanting to say Private Party. I'm sorry. but you got them, you know, wanting to see us smoke, and I can't even think, wow, that's bad. That's how forgettable that tag team division is. You know, but who else really is there? You've got, the Alpha, you know, those guys with, and that's like, wow. That's how bad the Street Profits. I couldn't even remember the Street Profits name. How horrible is that? I mean, Montez Ford is going to come out of that thing with a singles push. I don't see that team that much longer. You know, the Bloodline obviously they got, and you know, they've got a couple of good things going on, but for the most part, that tag team is really weak. You know, Mysterio's, doesn't really do anything for me. You know, you've got, the Dirty Dogs, who we haven't really seen much of. They made a brief appearance a couple of weeks ago, and that was about it. The Alpha Academy, who I was trying to think of, Chad Gable and Otis, you know, you got those guys. That's a real good tag team. I like them. I like both those guys, but, you know, the New Day is kind of, without Big E, they've lost a lot of the steam from that. You know, Viking Raiders were never over. You know, you got Fight Night with Sheamus and Ridge Holland and Butch, but that's not really over. So you really don't. They really are lacking in that department. But WWE never really put an emphasis on their tag teams. So it's, you know, not since the days of like the Rockers and the Hart Foundation and whatnot, who watched Shawn Michaels' A&E biography. It was excellent last night, so if anybody gets a chance to watch it. I haven't seen any of the other ones. I know, I think The Undertaker was on after that, but you know, I was thinking of the Rockers there, and he went into his beginnings with Marty Jannetty, and they even brought Marty Jannetty on there to talk a little bit. You know, he looks like hell, but he's sounding a lot better than he has. I know he's had his issues, health and self-inflicted otherwise, in the past, but that made me think of that when I was thinking of the classic WWE tag teams, and they were one of them. And even then, it broke those two teams I just mentioned up. One Bret Hart became the sole act out of, and then Shawn Michaels became the sole act. Originally, it's kind of funny, they brought the whole thing in for a vehicle for Marty Jannetty, and that whole got flipped on its ear. Shawn Michaels became the star of that one, but yeah, there really aren't any strong tag teams aside from the ones I mentioned, and that's too bad. But like I said, WWE never really placed a heavy emphasis on tag teams. I'm glad that they're keeping the Usos together and keeping that going. I think that's a good thing, and hope they continue to do so. Let's see. Getting back to AEW, a little diatribe there, but Moxley's still the interim champion. He beat Brody King. No shocker there. Setting that up for the, I think, Moxley versus Punk, which should be a good match. And if I'm not mistaken, Punk's injury was actually much less damage than they originally thought. Much better shape than they originally thought. So that's good. I wouldn't be surprised to see Punk coming back soon. I don't know. Haven't looked at AEW's schedule, but I don't know when they're back in Chicago next. But wouldn't be shocked if you see him very, very soon come back, and hopefully Cody comes back to WWE very soon too. I know his surgery was successful, so I hate to see his momentum get killed. I think he's going to come back to a big fanfare. They might even hold him off a little bit if they plan to do the Austin Theory thing. They might plan to hold him off a little bit to build some heat behind Theory, and then have Cody Rhodes take the belt off of Theory. And I think that would be a great storyline. I think that people would pop insanely. But if they can somehow manage to carry that out until WrestleMania, I think that would be amazing. Have Theory dodge him up until through Survivor Series and all that, and then and I say take the belt off him and put it on Rhodes and WrestleMania. I think that'd be a great main event. I think it'd be a tremendous main event. I got to watch Rampage. They are utilizing a lot more ROH talent this week. They had a lot more Ring of Honor guys on there. I'm liking the whole Tully Blanchard Enterprises thing that they just brought Gresham on to who is the ROH champion. He turned his back on his partner and aligned with Blanchard. So I'm liking how this is going creatively. I think that Blanchard still has a lot to offer, and he can teach these guys a lot. So I like this, and I kind of like the ROH themed Rampage. I don't know if they're going to continue to do this or just up until the pay-per-view, but I like the tone of Rampage this week a lot more, with the ROH guys having a heavy presence on there. We saw Serena Deeb and Mercedes Martinez teamed up and eventually turned on each other, or Deeb turned on Martinez, and Martinez is the female ROH champion. So had a very heavy emphasis on Ring of Honor storyline wise this week on Rampage, and I thought it actually brought the level of the show up tremendously. I thought it was a much better Rampage than I've seen. I mean, a lot of the recent Rampages that we've been seeing have kind of been snoozers, to tell you the truth. And if you miss them, it really doesn't matter a whole lot. When they're not live, I think they hold off a lot on the storyline because they don't want spoilers leaking out. But it makes for a real lackluster show, and really haven't been a fan of a lot of the Rampages in recent times. So I thought they stepped it up a lot more with this particular show, which I'm happy to see. I'm wondering what the heck happened to Hookhausen. I like that team up of Hook and Danhausen. They've got him doing stuff with Orange Cassidy now, and it seems redundant. I can't. I'm not a fan. I like Orange Cassidy. I like Danhausen, but the two of them teamed up together. I know they're buddies and all that, but I'd much rather see Danhausen and Hook playing off of each other as a tag team. I think that would be much better. Danhausen representing Orange Cassidy as his quote-unquote lawyer or spokesperson, I just think is stupid. I really don't enjoy it. I thought it worked much better with him and Hook, working off each other. I thought that brought out a whole new dimension to Hook, and I thought that was going to be very helpful to the development of his character down the road. I don't know why they pulled the plug on that, but it's sad to see, because I was enjoying that. I was having fun with that, and I'd like to see him continue it, because Hook is nowhere near where he needs to be. He's still very green, and he needs to work on some things. And I thought that Danhausen was a great pairing to have him do that with. So I implore you, please bring those two back together and get rid of this whole Danhausen, Orange Cassidy garbage, please. But yeah, that's kind of where we are in the wrestling world. Some good things, some bad things. Like I said, a lot of filler in WWE. Nothing really that entertained me too much, but that's all it is, Getting ready in a little bit here, head on out the door to have a tooth extracted. So yay! The rest of my day is going to be a whole lot of fun. But I figured I'd get this done and get it in before that, obviously, because I'm not going to be talking a whole lot in a couple hours here. But kind of end the show on that. And please, I'm imploring people once again to prayers and thoughts out to the Ukraine, and not only prayers and thoughts, but you can donate to some legitimate organizations out there, like the Red Cross, like UNICEF and whatnot. They are still needing help. Just because they're not on the news doesn't mean they're not struggling still. Obviously, they still need a ton of help. So please help them very much. And while I'm giving shout-outs here, let's give a shout-out to Lucky Lady Candles. Find them on Facebook and on Etsy. That's Lucky Lady Candles. Check them out. And if you're in Western Tennessee, check out Then and Now Flea Market. Come on down, check Then and Now out. They're right in the center of Trenton, Tennessee, and you can buy some merchandise from me. We have a booth set up, and buy some merchandise from my wife, some really nice handmade stuff. And check her out online, Hooked by Jenna Lynn. Check her out, and or check her site out, I should say. And pick up some stuff from Then and Now. There's some great local vendors there that you can get some handmade goods from, get some used goods from new goods. There's a variety of everything down there. So check them out in downtown Trenton, Tennessee. Then and Now. And while you're at it, check out Peggy's Attic in Milan, Tennessee. We have a booth there also, so you can go get some handcrafted items and get some of my merchandise there while you're at it. And that's Peggy's Attic in Milan, Tennessee. Head on down there. And before I forget, I'll be playing Then and Now on August the 13th. So if you're in the area, Western Tennessee, come by Then and Now August 13th in the morning, and come check us out and have some fun. It's going to be an open house, so some of the vendors will be down there, probably offering some discounts, so you can get some deals, and come see me, see and hear me sing, and maybe pick up some merchandise, and let me know how I'm doing on the show. All right, but that's all I can think of right now. So hey, everyone out there, please be safe. Hopefully you made it through okay on 4th of July, and with all your fingers and appendages. We had a good time here with my family, my son, my wife, and letting off some fireworks. But like I said, hopefully everybody made it safely through that. Thank you for listening, and God bless. Thank you very much.